Alright, guys, so it is that exciting time of the month where we are doing the Patreon shout out video. So, thank you to everybody that sponsored Mr. Clicksflix on Patreon this month. Really helps the channel out a lot. We're up to, I believe, $51 last I checked, so really good there. If you're thinking about being a Patreon patron, as long as we're above $50, the shout out video in a month that a set drops, like next month for EarthX. First chase or prime figure I pull is the shout out item for that month. So awesome there. Thank you to everybody. It really does help the channel out a lot. I've been able to get new programs, new lights, a new camera, although I want to get another new camera that can record a full HeroClix game without me having to do things to it. But just thank you guys a ton. It really does help. Helps make it so that I can give cool stuff away to you guys, because that's really, it sounds counterintuitive, but it's fun to give stuff away. So just thank you guys. So what we do, as in with every shout out video, is I go ahead and I read off everybody's names, thank them, and then we get into the shout out item. So we're going to start off with Semper Clicks, thank you. Marcella Laura, thank you. Eric Smith, thank you. Calder Ness, thank you. Alex Kuzi, who I almost missed, thank you. Chris Capron, thank you. Anthony Bruno, thank you. Andy Beard, thank you. Richard L. Johnson, thank you. Tyler James, thank you. Travis Meyer, thank you. Randy Harden, thank you. Julius Cooper, thank you. Joseph Tweedle, thank you. Andrew New, thank you. Artie M, thank you. R.A. Zog, thank you. Dave Sisak, thank you. Dean Rogers, thank you. Jonathan Dummigan, thank you. And Tony Canavino, thank you. Thank you guys all so much for your support. Now, for those of you not familiar, there are numbers associated with each name. And what I do is, as with every month, is I go over to random.org and I generate 3 numbers. Third number is the winner of that month's shout out item. So this month I'm doing 2 items just because it's been out a little bit and there's a new set right around the corner. So I have a 6-armed Hulk, and these have the cards with them, but got the 6-armed Hulk here. Mainly we're doing these because somebody asked specifically how I was getting rid of these, and then became a Patreon patron. So that's how these came up. So I got him. And then the same Patreon patron will also receive a Dino Thor. And these will ship out to you at no cost, just as a thank you for supporting the channel, supporting me. Thank you guys so much for that. It really does help. Best of luck to everybody. I believe next month's shout out item is going to be Exospecs. Just because I think a lot of people are really going to want them. Now, with the new year and starting out with the new meta and stuff like that. So I was able to procure another set of those, and then the month after that will be whatever chase or prime I pull from EarthX, just to give you guys a preview of like the next 2 months. So that's cool. And then we also this month's tokens are really cool. So as I'm sure everybody knows, in December we lost Stan Lee. Wasn't really, everybody always says it's a surprise. Like he was over 90. Like it's not a surprise, but it didn't take really a sting off. So we did custom action tokens. So we have Stan Lee on one side, and on the back side, Stan Lee 1922 to 2008. Enough said, Mr. Clicksflix. So these tokens are going to go out to the $12 Patreon patrons. That's the reward for that tier is custom tokens each month. They could be action tokens, bystander tokens, tends to be pertinent figures from a new set. Could be object tokens. People seem to really like those too. Plus we do a hangout once a month, which I have to get better about. I got to do a better job of scheduling that because we need to get more people in those. And then there's also, once we hit the $75 level, there's going to be secret YouTube secret classes basically for HeroClix, depending on if you're a beginner or an intermediate player, to really help people out that really grind down to minute details and stuff like that I think people are going to like. So that's at the $75 level. We're pretty close, so it'd be nice to hit that. And plus we also have the Mr. ClicksFlix unofficial Powers and Abilities, or not Powers and Abilities, Team Abilities card. This one needs updated to show the new Underworld TA symbol, but still pretty cool. Free to download for you guys and laminate, just because WizKids didn't make any for us, and I feel like there should be a print one that you can have on hand, plus a ton of other cool stuff. So that's enough of me blathering on. Let's see who gets a Hulk and a Dino Thor. So starting off with the first one of 3 is number 7, number 21, and number 1. Number 1 is, if I can get him down here, Semper Clicks. Awesome, dude. All right, so I'm going to get it Semper Clicks on Patreon, send you your Dino Thor and your Hulk. So thank you, everyone, again, for being a Patreon patron. I really wish I had enough to give out to everybody. Hopefully you guys are liking the items. If there's some stuff you guys would like to see more of or less of, please let me know, because I have a ton of what I feel is really cool stuff lined up. Reference the Patreon picture that I put up a while ago of basically the loot box that I have of stuff to mail out to people for future shout out videos. But let me know if there's something more specific you want. I'll try to get more of that stuff. But thank you again for your Patreon support. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember this on Critical Miss: if you don't have probability control.